Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 114th Master Grade, the Crossbone X-0 Ghost. Now the Ghost obviously is a custom job of the Crossbone Gundam X-1, and this is my third time customizing this particular kit. The Ghost is from the latest manga series, Mobile Suit Gundam Crossbone Ghost, that takes place well after the original Crossbone and actually a little closer to the Victory era. This kit is pretty much entirely silver, so we get a lot of repainting to do. Now, like I said, since the whole thing is almost entirely silver, I decided to do two different kinds of silver to break up the monotony. The problem is I didn't know exactly what kind of silvers I wanted to do. So, did a test method. Very simple and easy way to test is to get some plastic spoons and spray paint that. Gives you a good idea. It's a nice round surface, and it gives you an idea of what you're going to look at. What I do is I write down the different colors I'm using. GA gloss aluminum, SL silver leaf, and S for a good old-fashioned silver. And you see the F and the blank. F means I gave it a flat coat. The other means I gave it a glossy coat. And what I decided to end up doing was use a silver leaf with a gloss coat and a aluminum with a flat coat. So it gives it a little bit variation. Not a huge difference, though. You'll see in a bit. You see my trademark method, as it were, using some toothpicks, add on some sticky putty, and hold it together. Now, there's not a huge differences in the Crossbones kit in this one, but there is a couple. First was this. In the vents on the chest, it gets turned red, and there's supposed to be these little teeth kind of mimicking a mouth. My original plan was to use the original part that it comes with and add on some teeth. That didn't work. I failed miserably, and I essentially had to redo it with green stuff modeling clay. Green stuff modeling clay is a blue modeling clay mixed with yellow modeling clay. They never dry out. They never get hard, except when you mix them. They turn green. Wait 24 hours and they're as hard as a rock. You can sand them. You can cut them. You can do whatever you want to them. I actually melted the original part, so hey, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you just screw up and you got to make do. And honestly, I think it turned out pretty good. The head, I was going to do another modification here, but considering how well my first one went, I decided to pass it. The V-fin on the Crossbone Ghost is a little bit bigger and a little bit wider. I decided not to do anything here just because my original plan was failed so miserably. I decided not to tempt fate, and I just left it. But I still do some repaint, some red with some white on top. And yeah, on the arms, I did repaint everything red on this kit, which was more of a blood red, so it pops a little bit more. And you can see the variations of the aluminum up on top on the shoulder and the silver leaf down below. They're both silver, but it's just a slightly different shade. It does really change up just a little bit. And I like the fact that if you look closely enough, you can see little parts here and little parts there. I didn't keep everything one color and mixed it up a little. We do have the skull and crossbones on the chest and on the eye. I had to do a little painting there. Painted them pearl white with some black lining. The legs, mostly entirely silver. There is some aluminum in there. The vents on the legs I repainted red. They were originally yellow, as you see there. And the feet, of course, were originally red. I just repainted with that new blood red, so it pops a little bit more. And like I said, gloss coats on some, flat coats on others. So it does, give a little bit of variance. The core fighter, I decided not to do a whole lot to, honestly. The whole thing was, in the fighter part, was flat aluminum, or aluminum with a flat coat, rather. All the arms on all the arms on the core fighter, rather, were in a glossy silver leaf. I went back in and painted a few pieces with a flat aluminum on the arms just to break it up a little bit. And there you can see a little bit of the difference between one color and the other. Plug them in, and there you go. And looks pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised how good the red showed up against all that silver. Like I said, the red that it came with is just kind of dull, and as glossy as this kit was, I wanted to use a different red. And it really has to pop, considering the whole thing is one basic color. That other color, red, has to pop. Accessories, didn't do a whole lot here. I thought about adding a lot of red here, but they're so small I decided to go against it. Whole thing's gloss silver, and I went in a few places, like on the end of the gun, the top of the gun, and on the rings at the back on the bottom of the gun. I repainted with a flat aluminum. Did use a little bit of red Sharpie on the scope. And of course, you can separate them into the blunderbuss and the cutlass, beam cutlass. And the beam really does give a good color with this particular version of the Crossbone. So I actually really like the way that turned out. Now, decals. I really struggle with the decals and what I should do. I decided to use some. This is a Verka kit, so there's tons of them. And on the first 3 Crossbones, I went really crazy with the decals. Here I kept it pretty simple. A, because when this Gundam first shows up, no one really knows a whole lot about it. It kind of appears out of nowhere. So I didn't want to give a whole lot of markings. I wanted to keep it real simple. Did add some of the sticker decals, no dry transfer, kept it really, really light on the decals, but I added a few. And here you see all 4. The X-1, the X-2, the X-3, and the X-0. There's a lot of people who complain, why is it called the X-0? Because we honestly don't know what its designation is. It's found, floating in a wreckage, so nobody knows what the designation is, so X-0 is good enough. But of the 4, I still kind of have a soft spot for the X-3 just because that's a kit where everything I planned worked, and I think the X-3 really looks good. One of those cases, everything I planned, everything I wanted to do worked perfectly, but overall, I got all 4, I'm happy. Final thoughts on this custom. Things didn't go perfect. Like I said, that chest piece, my original plan to add teeth on the red piece didn't work because I ended up melting that piece. And it got all warped and it's like, okay, plan B. Went in there with some green stuff and it worked out okay. I like the way I did the silver, 2 different kinds of silver, a flat and a glossy. Mixes it up. The red really pops on this kit based on all the silver it has. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the way things turned out. Like I said, it's not my personal favorite of the 3, but still, I'm happy. I think it turned out pretty good. Well, gang, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, ask them. I'll answer them best I can. I'm pretty happy with the way this custom turned out. What do you guys think? You like the way it looks? You like the details? Do you like the different silvers I used? Do you like the blood red I used? Let me know in the comments down below. I look forward to reading them. Stay tuned for more, guys. Always got more reviews coming, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and one more thing. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, with the completion of the Ghost, I now have all 4 of the Crossbone Gundams. Let's count them down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Funny, real funny. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You son, that's not even spelled the same. Fine. Tassi, Lua, Tolu, Fa. Ah, damn it! Come on!